up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited about today's video. We are going to be discussing perfumes. If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know a couple of things about me. Number one, I have recently become cruelty-free, which has been a very interesting kind of journey for me because it turns out a lot of my favorite fragrances are not cruelty-free, and that was disappointing. Number two, I have done a couple of perfume collections in the past. I did one before I went cruelty-free, which I will link above here. And then a little bit after that, whatever point in time happened between that video and me becoming cruelty-free, I ended up getting requests to do an updated, like, cruelty-free perfume collection. So I did that with some perfume recommendations if you were becoming cruelty-free, etc. The issue is a lot of the larger brands in the fragrance world are not cruelty-free. There's several reasons for that, but what it comes down to is if a perfume or the ingredients in the perfume is not cruelty-free, I don't really want it in my collection, which unfortunately means that I had to say goodbye to several of my favorite scents, some YSLs, Caroline Herrera. There were so many. Victor and Earl Flower Bomb. Come on, guys. There were so freaking many that were so good that I ended up removing from my collection and passing along to other people because I didn't want the non-cruelty-free scents commingling with my cruelty-free scents. I just wanted this to be one and done. We're switching to cruelty-free. Let's do this, which is what I did. It was an exciting journey, and now here we are quite a bit of time later, and it's going pretty well for me. However, finding cruelty-free perfumes is still a difficult thing to do. And when you do find them, they do tend to be kind of more like indie brands, things like that, which is really great. I love indie branded perfumes. However, I miss those specific fragrances of my youth. You know, I miss certain scents and I just want those dang scents back. And I don't feel like that's a whole lot to ask for, right? Well, neither does Dossier. So today we're going to be discussing Dossier Perfumes. I'm super excited. They did send me some perfumes to test out, but this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Thank you very much to Dossier for allowing me the opportunity to try these out because let me tell you guys, I am sold. I have found a new love. These are perfumes. These are cruelty-free vegan perfumes inspired by some higher end brands at a fraction of the cost. Can we just? Thank you. Thank you. So one of the really cool things about Dossier is that they are completely transparent with all the information from their ingredient sourcing to their pricing structure and all that fun stuff, which is really nice. It's nice and refreshing to see a company who's open and honest about all that stuff. I personally love that. They're also vegan and cruelty-free, and they follow both the US and the UE recommendations when they formulate any blends, which is kind of a big thing, right? Because I feel like if they're following both US and the UE recommendations, you know for sure it's going to be quality ingredients, and I love that about them. The other really cool thing is they do have a risk-free guarantee. So their perfumes range in price, but most of them are like $29 to $39, and you can order up to 5 scents at a time. Shipping is free if you order 3 or more bottles. Each bottle ordered includes a little sample of the fragrance that you can test out. As long as you don't open up the full-size bottle of perfume, if you are unsatisfied with the scent because of any reason, you can ship it back to them for free and return the fragrance altogether, which I think is brilliant because especially in times of pandemics, you can't just go to Sephora and test out fragrances like we used to be able to. And even then, you know, sometimes when you're wearing certain fragrances, like I've fallen in love with fragrances in the past, you know, spray it on, and then after a couple of days of wearing it, the scent kind of like changes and I'm no longer a fan of it, right? And that gets to be costly. It's a costly mistake to make. So I love the concept that they have of this. I love the risk-free guarantees. I love the whole thing. So let's go ahead and take a look into some scents. Now I get to choose 4 scents from the website. I chose the ones that I have been missing. Their perfumes are inspired by some of the bigger branded scents in the world, and I chose some of the ones that were inspired by fragrances that I unfortunately had to pass along when I became cruelty-free. So let's take a quick look. They come packaged in these adorable boxes. I actually really like these. They are recyclable, or you can repurpose them and upcycle them for something else. Might end up doing that because they actually are pretty sturdy and they're very cute. I like the kind of beige off-white and then the bright red on the inside. I think it's adorable. So when you open up the box, each perfume has this card and it's got all of the information about it. Now their perfumes are solely based like by scented names. So this perfume is just called Floral Peony. The card lists the top notes, the middle notes, the base notes, the inspiration for it, the concentration in the perfume, and then information on their risk-free policy. The packaging is very minimalistic and simplistic, which I really like because I feel like these types of bottles just fit in really well with any type of perfume collection that you could have. And this is the best part. This is my favorite part. So my $120 bottles of perfumes did not have that. Oh, okay, I could be here all day. So this is Floral Peony, which was inspired by Chloe, the Chloe perfume. Then of course, the boxes each come with the full-size product. So this is 1.7 fluid ounce or 50 milliliters. And then it also comes with the little sample guide. This is what you would try out if you were doing the risk-free guarantee. You'd try out this little guide, figure out if you liked it or not. And if you did not like it, you can go ahead, put it right back in the box and ship it back to them. So I really am interested to see if these perfumes smell like their counterparts. So Chloe is top notes of peony, lychee, and lily, middle notes of rose, magnolia, and freesia, and base notes of musk, cedarwood, and honey. Oh my god, that smells like Chloe. Oh my god. Y'all, it smells just like Chloe. Oh my gosh. Oh, I could sit here and smell this all day. That's amazing. I wonder how they're doing that. Oh my god, and Chloe is such a good scent. Okay, that one is definitely spot on. I am super impressed actually. That's phenomenal. The next one that I have is inspired by one of my favorite perfumes of all time, okay? The name that they have for it is Floriental Almond, and it is inspired by Carolina Herrera Good Girl. The top notes are almond and peach, the middle notes is orris, orange blossom, and tuberose, and the base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, and cocoa with a 15% concentration. You guys, I used to wear Good Girl all the time. And I will say the one thing that this doesn't have that Good Girl did have was the high-heeled shaped bottle. But this is also such a small fraction of the price of Good Girl, and it's a cruelty-free vegan formula. So I can give up the pretty bottle and go for the simplistic one. What? This is Good Girl. That is so... Oh, the next one that I picked up is Floral Lavender. This one has top notes of mandarin, neroli, blackcurrant, middle notes of jasmine, lavender, and orange blossom, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and musk with a 15% concentration. And this is supposed to be reminiscent of my second all-time favorite perfume, YSL Libre. This is a perfume, I picked it up for my birthday a couple years ago before I went cruelty-free. And I remember like kind of sniffing it in the mall. And as soon as I smelled it, I was like, this smells like rich people. Like that was the only way that I could describe it, but it was so like, it was just such a rich, luxurious, oh, it was such a good scent. Oh, rich people. I am so, okay, listen, so the fourth perfume that I have here is the one that I actually have tried because I wanted to make sure that I tried at least one so I could kind of test wear time, see if it lasted as long as the regular brand name perfume and things like that. So the rest of these I wanted to do like a live reaction of. Oh my god. I don't think I'm doing a good job because I'm just like fawning all over them. This smells so... I don't understand why this brand is not like a common thing. Now the perfume that I have tried on my own already to kind of test out length of time and everything that you can wear it for, how quickly it fades, things like that, is the Gourmand White Flowers, which has top notes of bergamot, green tea, freesia, and berries, middle notes of white flowers, orchid, and rose, and base notes of musk, patchouli, caramel, and vanilla with a concentration of 18%. And this one is supposed to smell like Viktor and Ralph Flower Bomb. And let me tell you guys, first of all, it does. Oh, so good. And second of all, okay, so this is the one that I've been kind of testing out on my own, making sure it lasted really good. And honestly, I will say, I almost feel like these last a little bit longer than like regular, the brand name counterparts, right? Because typically like when I used to have Good Girl, and my perfumes were the last thing that I let go of, okay? Because I was like, no, like I spent so much money on them, I'm just gonna hold on to like these select few, which were these, and I'm just gonna use them up. And then I finally did let go of them. But it took a lot longer. So the perfumes I only got rid of a couple months ago. But I feel like when I would put those on, I could go maybe 3-ish hours was about the average. Like obviously each perfume is different, but 3-ish hours was about the average. The kind of scent would start to fade away and wear off and everything. Now I live in Arizona, it's a very hot climate obviously, so we tend to sweat a lot, and that's very possibly part of the reason why. But I feel like most people that I know have the same kind of basic complaint with the higher end, more expensive perfumes, is they tend to fade really quickly, right? So I don't think it's just me. It might be, I don't know. However, I will say these fragrances, this one because this is the one that I've tried, lasted me several more hours. I tend to put a perfume on in the morning when I get dressed, and then I do my makeup in the afternoon. It was still there. Normally I do have to touch up when I do my makeup in the afternoon, but this scent was still there. It was still there when I went to pick my son up from school. It was still there. It did start to fade around the time that I picked my son up from school, but that was a good 8 hours later. So it's over double the regular wear time that I was getting out of the higher end, way more expensive perfumes. So I'm super stoked about that. The selection that they have on the website is phenomenal. They've got a ton of different perfumes from a ton of different types of like different categories and scent families and things like that, and everything is laid out. You can look at perfumes and figure out what the inspiration was. You can look at perfumes based on certain top notes. It's beautiful. The whole concept is beautiful. I love it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to order more. So guys, if you've heard of this company, let me know down below. I would love to know your thoughts on them. And even if you haven't, like, what do you think about this as a concept? Perfume inspirations for a fraction of the price, risk-free guarantee that you can try in the comfort of your own home. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I'll do like Stitch Fix kind of try-ons and things like that, which is a clothing subscription box where you get clothes, try them on, and then return what you don't like and you only pay for what you keep. I think doing something like this with perfumes is genius, because perfumes are just like clothing, right? They're so personal to each individual person, and this is such a smart way to be able to try out several different perfumes but not have to take the risk of buying a $200 bottle of perfume and finding out 3 days later that you're really not that big of a fan of it. We don't need to talk about my failures as a person. So let me know down below what you guys think. Please leave me some comments. Also, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that big red subscribe button below me if you'd like to see more of me in the future. And I will catch you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye-bye.